Hi everyone, welcome along to Scrapping Scotland. Today guys I'm going to scrap out this mini hi-fi CD player, tape player, whatever you want to call it, okay? Now these, normally there's nothing really of value in these, but what I have found by scrapping larger versions of these is actually they produce quite a big transformer. So I am hoping guys that today, take this one apart, we'll find a transformer in it. We may not, but as you guys know, there's only one way to find out, and that's to take it apart. And hopefully, it will give us what we're looking for. If it doesn't, then you know there'll be other metals that we can scrap, mainly steel, but you know, might give us a little bit of brass somewhere as well, might give us a little bit of aluminium. The only way we're going to find out is to take the thing apart. But as I say guys, the really thing I'm looking for here is a transformer. We can but hope. As I say, I've taken a large one of these apart recently, and there was quite a big transformer in it, so I am optimistic. That may be misplaced, but we will see. That was a bit of a nasty screw. Man, these screws don't want to actually come out, they just want to spin and pick them out. Not a good start. Okay, I think that's all the screws I can see. So let's start taking this thing apart. Okay. I just need to be a little bit careful with my fingers because I'm in the workshop today, it's freezing, and your fingers are a bit sensitive when it's so cold out. Okay, so top piece presents a little board. Let me get the wires off. I'll show you that in a bit better detail. Okay, so there's the board. Not the greatest of boards. Couple of IC chips, little crystal oscillator, couple of capacitors. But underneath, you can see there's a couple of DC motors there. Okay, I can see two. I think that's about it. That's alright. Couple of DC motors. Okay. Then we're into, you can see there's another board inside there, another small board here. Let's try and get the back plate off. And look at that guys, look at the back of there. That's what I'm looking for. Transformer, okay? Right there. Boom. That's what we were looking for. So you might not think you get much out of these little hi-fis, but they do contain transformers. And transformers contain copper. Okay, so here's the rest of it. So we have another motor in here, another DC motor right here. Lovely. I'm not sure if that's a motor there or not. It's a nice big chunk of aluminium. A little chunk of aluminium there as well. And the boards themselves, you know, there's not a lot of high value stuff on the boards, but that's alright because you know what, we're not actually doing this one for the boards. We're actually doing it for the transformer. However, we still take the boards. We still micro scrap, as you know. So take the boards off as well. We'll add them to our pile of boards that need to be scrapped. So we'll just get some of these screws out so we can release it from the plastic casing. This is where the drill, electric screwdriver, whatever you will, comes in really handy, because there's usually lots of screws on these things. I'm not taking all these out by hand. Too cold. I'm not a fan of being out in the shed or the workshop too long in the cold. So we'll try and make quick work of everything. Get it all out as quick as we possibly can. But as always, there's going to be stubborn screws. We'll get out what we can from this standpoint, and then we may have to get a little bit more creative to get the other screws out, but let's see if we can lift anything off there. Okay, this one seems nice and loose. Let's break that one off. Okay, again, let's undo the wires. That one can go through. Okay, so there's the next board. Nothing of value on that really. Okay, a couple of little capacitors that we'll take off of there, but nothing high grade. Little switch. Okay, let's put that in my bag of boards. Okay, let's look at the other screws, see what else we can release. And that one's just turning, as is that one. I think we need a bigger drill bit. There we go, that should be the fella. Bada bing. Yeah, that's the drill bit we're looking for. Okay, so hopefully this releases that piece. There we go. Okay, that's a nice big chunky bit released. Again, stuck by loads of wires, as they always are. I try and just pull the wires off if I can. If not, just get the snips, cut them off. None of that stripping the wire anyway. It's all going to be going into the insulated wire pile, so I'm not overly concerned about it. Okay, so looking at this, again, not great value in the board itself, but that's alright, you know. Everything you take apart doesn't have lots of copper or brass or gold plate. You know, sometimes you just gotta take the rough with the smooth, yeah? Can't find gold every time you dig a hole, you know what I mean? So, but as I say, the intention of taking this one apart was not about high value boards. It was about transformer. Okay, so nice bit of aluminium on that one, so that's fine. I'm happy with that. Always happy when we get a nice big bit of alley on your heatsink, or as your heatsink. Okay, anything else we can undo here quickly? Again, just exposing screws, getting those screws undone, getting the metal released from the plastic. Well, that's a right little fella, that one. I might not actually have to take that out because I have to take all the steel pieces apart. Just take your value pieces off the steel and then stick it all in as one chunk. So for that, for instance, this piece here, I'll just take that motor off and the rest of it can stay as it is. But to do that, I need to get this little screw out. He's a little fella, so we'll need to change our bit and release that piece. Okay, change our drill bit. Hopefully now this little one will come out nice and easy. There we go. Okay, that should be able to peel that back now. Another one around the other side. Another little tiny screw. Okay, there we go. That's released the motor. Just unclipping these wires. They're all attached to the cassette itself. Okay, there's our DC motor. Okay, it's attached to a little steel plate. Okay, steel plate, DC motor. Okay, so we will take the copper out of that another time. Stick that on one side at the moment. Sometimes this little piece here can be aluminium, so I'm going to wedge that off. Stick it against the magnet, and unfortunately this one's steel. Okay, so stick that in a steel pile at the moment. There's no real need to take that off. Okay, looking at the rest of it, nothing really else there of value. Just tidy it up a little bit. Taking these pieces off, so we'll just slide them off. There we go. Little steel rod, and that's fine to throw that in as it is. I'll cut those wires. There you go. That can just go on a steel pile like that. Yeah, if you want to, you can clean it up a lot more, but there's no real need to. That's it. It's all good. You can pop off some of the little cogs and clean it up. Okay, which I've done there for a couple, but as I said, I'm not going to get overzealous with it. That'll do for me, that's enough. So I'll go on a steel shred pile. got the screen unit here. There's one chip on it, that's really it. So we'll just release the wires attached to it. Okay. We'll release the board. Okay, broke the board a little bit, but not concerned about that personally. And we will snip those wires off this piece. Okay, now just go with the rest of our boards. Nothing real value there, other than, like I say, that chip. Stick that on our boards. Clean out the plethora of screws. We'll clean up our little wires, stick them, just take the plugs off them. Stick this in our insulated wire pile. Okay, there's a little pile of wires for our insulated wire pile. Okay, so we've still got this unit here. There is a board underneath this silver foil. Just rip that up, rip it off, take out all the screws. We've got a little bit of electrical tape there as well, covering a couple of screws, so let's get that off. I was hoping that would just pull out now, but it hasn't, so let's see if we can wedge it out. Got one pieces at the side that I actually haven't unscrewed because the bit was too small. That bit's too big. Typical. See if we can find the right bit to take it out. Let's try this one. Nope. Trial and error here. Find the right drill bit. I don't know why they make them different sizes on the same part. It's like, just, you know, stick with the same size of screw. Make it a lot easier for me. Okay, so there's that one. Now we do have one here that's not coming out. It's a little bit rounded now, so I'm just going to break it free of that particular one. Pull the wires off it. Now hopefully I can wedge the whole thing out. I'll look at the other side actually. It's probably been kept in because of these little buttons. So if we pull them off, then they'll come off, I'm sure. I'm sure that's will be what's keeping it on. Let's try and wedge it out again. Oh, there's still another one here, it doesn't... Oh, I missed. Okay. And this board, lots of switches, lots of tactile switches, so do save them. There's little silver contacts in the middle of them. So, nice little board, that one. And then that just leaves our plastic casing. Okay. Break the screw out of it. The one that was causing us some problems. Any other little metal pieces there. There's a couple of metal inserts. We'll pull them out. I'm just going to pull them off and clean them up later. And then it's just hard plastic. And we send that to recycling. Free of metal. Okay, just a quick check over. Yep, that's it. That's all the metal off of that. Nice and clean now. Just hard plastic. Okay. Hard plastic recycling bit, and that was the little square metal insert. So just check that. Yeah, they're magnetic, so we will just stick that in our shred pile. Okay, we'll put them to one side and clean them up later so we can get through this unit. Okay, before we get to the transformer, we'll just get this piece off as well so we can get the DC motors underneath it. Then that'll be a nice, clean, full teardown. Pulling the boards to one side, taking out the DC motors, and then finally the transistor. The transformer. Too many trans. Okay, it's a piece of cardboard. I'll put that in the recycling as well. Okay. These little screws look like they could be brass, so check them out. Nope, magnetic, so just trying to deceive us. Coloured brass, but they're not brass. But always worth doing the magnet check. Making sure. Wouldn't like a bit of brass to go to shred metal. So, as I say, always worth just doing that check. Okay, so now we can pull this piece out. Pull the wires off. Okay. Just checking the top piece, make sure there's no metal. No, that's all plastic. It's all plastic again, a couple of little inserts here that we'll take out that are metal. Okay, then that's just plastic left. Oh, there's a little metal spring there. So again, we'll get that out. Okay, then the plastic can go in the recycling pile. Okay, so we'll get the wires off of this board. These are very brittle, these boards, I have to say. Very low grade boards. Okay, so there's the next one. A couple of decent chips on the back. Nothing much else other than your normal run of the mill board. And then we've got our two motors that we want to release as well here. Okay, we'll take the rubberized sides off. Little dampeners. Pull this top piece off. We've got very small screws. I'm not sure if this will undo them or not. I may have to take this one inside and use my little micro screwdrivers for this one. What's the smallest bit I've got? Could be this one. Let's check them, see if we can do it. If not, then no. I'm just going to round that, so I'm just going to leave this piece as is, and I'll take that inside and I'll use my little micro screwdrivers and take apart the rest of that. Okay, so that leaves us with the transformer. Okay, we'll get a drill bit in so we can get into that. Wires getting in the way of the screw. Okay. It's got a protective metal casing on the outside of it. Some sort of metal hook attached to the wires. Okay, it's making sure all the metal's out of that casing, which it is. Stick that to the side, and there's our transformer. Okay, so it's not a huge transformer by any means, but it's still a transformer. There's still copper in there. Okay, it's got another kind of protective casing on the outside of it, metal casing. So we will we'll get that off. Okay, I'm just going to take this out of the case, show you the transformer, and we'll call it a day there. Mainly because my dinner's ready. Usually it's nice and easy, you can just kind of grab these with a snips like that. Oh, aye, yeah, like that. There we go, much easier. Okay, so bottom plate off. Top plate off. Trim our wires. And And there's our transformer. Okay, to give you an idea of how heavy it is, I'll stick it on the scales, see if you think it's worthwhile doing it or not. Get a stable part of the surface here. Okay, 607 grams. So obviously most of that's steel, but there is there's copper inside there as well. Okay, as I say, I'm not going to take that apart today for you guys, but in terms of what we've managed to get out of the unit itself, as you saw earlier on, we've got a couple of bits of aluminium from the heat sinks, we've got a nice transformer, we've got 3 DC motors out of it as well, and the rest of it's really just steel and shred. Okay, but as I say, you know, the experiment here was to open that up and see if we could get a transformer on it to mimic the larger one that I had previously done. As I say, I wasn't sure there would be a transformer in that, but it looks like all these kind of mini hi-fis or hi-fi units, looks like they all have transformers, or certainly the ones that I've taken apart, the last couple I've taken apart, have had transformers in them. So transformers are a fantastic source of copper, so worthwhile taking them apart and separating them out and then pulling these apart for the copper. With this one as well, there's no welding, it's not welded together, so should be able to take these metal fins off quite easy and get to that lovely copper inside. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one on Scrapping Scotland. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. We'll see you next time. Bye now.